Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with another Chatty Get Ready With Me or weekly catch up. As always, I'm gonna jump right in. Okay, so I'm gonna start out by just using my under eye corrector here. So I hope that you all had an amazing Halloween if you celebrate Halloween. If not, I hope you had a restful night. We didn't do anything. Charlotte just straight up asked not to celebrate Halloween this year. She just didn't want to. She wasn't feeling it. She didn't want to dress up. She just didn't want to do anything, which was fine with me. I like holidays, but I don't know. I could take them or leave them. I don't know. I think I like the lead up to them and like decorating or just the feeling of the season more than I care about the actual holiday, which is kind of weird. But anyways, I'm gonna go in with my elf here. It's been kind of a boring week. Nothing has really happened. I did watch, I've been kind of off of Stephanie Harlow's content for a while, probably at least a year. But I really wanted to watch. She just uploaded a new episode, and I'm pretty sure it was recorded after her husband passed. It's about the Mark Kilroy case, which I've always found to be just like horrifically fascinating. So I really wanted to watch because she does. I mean, no matter what you say about the woman, her research and the detail and the effort that she puts into her videos is just, it's really, really good. So anyways, I watched that and I thought it was fine. In my opinion, there were no off comments. She didn't say anything weird. She didn't act weird. She didn't have that super pick-me energy like I've been picking up on recently, which is what caused me to kind of stop watching in the first place. And I'm very glad for that. I did think it was a little bit strange that she posted that series that she's been working on called Serial, where she plays a serial killer. I thought that was a little strange to post on a true crime channel. But I understand because I think she's always been into dramatics and acting and all of that. So I get it. It's just, I don't know if it was the best idea considering what kind of a content creator she is. I thought it was a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, I did start watching it. I'm also trying something new today, you guys. I'm gonna try putting on more because I've heard quite a few people say that if you feel like your makeup just never looks good, it's because you're not using enough. So I'm gonna try using more and we're gonna see if that helps because I feel like my makeup just never looks good. So we're gonna try this. We're gonna try using more and we'll see if that makes it better. But anyways, I started watching it and I don't think it's that bad. I just think that people dislike her so much that they can't separate their opinions about her from the things that she does. And I think she does a good job, with the things that she does. But anyways, it also did not look good for her. They just went to, I think it was something called Scarefest or something, where they were nominated for a whole bunch of awards, and I think they won everything that they were nominated for. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Stephanie Harlow's been working on this YouTube series called Serial. I think you can find it on YouTube. It's I think they normally post it on the Coleman Brothers website, but she posted it on hers for Halloween. Before I go on, I'm sorry, the foundation that I'm using is this one here. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. I really like this. And my scent of the day today is Elizabeth and James Nirvana Amethyst. I love this. Beautiful tobacco scent. It does not last very long on me though. I have to reapply it like a lot. Anyways, yeah, I started watching this series. I think I'm gonna continue to watch it. I try to stay off those snark pages because they are full of hate. At points, they just become unhinged. I get the valid criticism, like when people are just talking about things that, you know, are valid criticisms, fine. But once it starts getting into the making things up, speculating the worst, things like that, then it starts to bother me. Okay, I'm gonna use this NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. This is the lightest concealer that I have in my collection. It's actually too light for me. I feel like I just need, and I'm only gonna use a tiny bit right in the corner. This stuff is crazy, like the tiniest, look at that. And I just barely pumped any out. I'm just gonna keep that right in the corner of my eyes. But yeah, anyways, I have, like, is it the best thing in the world? No, but the way that they were talking about it over there, it was like the worst thing they've ever watched. And I was like, this is not bad. It's not like, you know, it's not like Hollywood quality, but it's not terrible. And both of her daughters are in it with her, which one of the, I'm not gonna lie, the stuff that her little girl, because the little girl's playing her as a little girl. And I don't know, something about that feels weird. Because it's like very heavy, and I wouldn't want my little girl like even acting like she's feeling those kinds of emotions. But I do think that she's lucky that most of her fan base does not know the extent of it. I don't think that they know that she had an affair. They never saw her husband's side of things. They didn't hear the things that the audios and things that he leaked. I'm gonna use this. This is my Makeup by Mario bronzer. Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in the shade Light. I haven't used this in a really long time. I really wanna pick up some of his, eyeshadow palettes. They just look really, really beautiful. And I usually just use the brush that comes with this. I forget how beautiful this is and just how stinking easy it is. I mean, it just blends out like butter so easily. But anyways, I don't want to harp on that too much because it's just, I don't know, it's something that has bothered me. It's been bothering me since I heard he passed away. Just because I knew what the situation was, like what was going on, because I don't even know what possessed me to get on a freaking snark page. I don't like stuff like that. I don't like to, participate in stuff that is just mean-spirited and tearing people down. That I just think is gross. But I am nosy, and I did want to know, what was going on. And those people dig up everything because they dig up public records. Like, not even dig up. You don't really even have to dig up public records. I mean, they're just public records. Okay, so for blush, I'm going to use my She Glam Color Bloom Day Glow Liquid Blush in Love Cake. I love this blush. I had kind of forgotten about it, and I felt like it was time. I've got a big Shein makeup package coming. Gosh, how pretty. That is the prettiest blush. Gorgeous. It's like perfect. And this is another one that it just blends in so good. Or blends out, I should say, beautifully. It just blends out beautifully. It's so pretty. And I love this one. You can get this in matte or this one, which is kind of like it's not like super glowy, but it's not matte either. It's just so pretty. Okay, and then for a highlighter, I'm gonna use, I have not pulled this out in ages. This is such an old highlighter, and I'm just so surprised that it is still like going strong. This is a ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. I'm telling you guys, I don't even know how many years I've had this, and it is still perfect. Like, it hasn't dried out or anything, and this is the most blinding highlighter that I have in my collection. I mean, it's wild. I love it. So I found, in fact, I'll link it below for you guys. I found that, if I can find it on the Walmart website, I was walking through Walmart, and I saw that they had this like pullover, like fleece, basically like this wearable blanket thing for, I think it was like $18 or $19. I cannot tell you guys how quickly I bought that. It is super cute. It's gonna be perfect in the winter time when I have to take the dogs outside, like first thing in the morning, and it's freezing. It's really cute. I just love it. I'll link it down below for you guys if anybody is interested in it. It's super cute. It's like basically like a wearable blanket, and if you're like me and you just freeze all the time, I'm trying to think about any other stories I could tell you guys. I have like so many stories. I feel like that's what looks best on me. My thinner eyebrows just suit me. I don't look good when I try to make my eyebrows look thicker than they are. I haven't been reading anything. I've been on the wait list at the library for the new Lisa Marie Presley autobiography. Yeah, I'm like 18. There's 18 more people in front of me. And I want to read it so bad. Like, I've heard that apparently after her son passed away, she kept his body in her house for a month or two while she figured out where she wanted to bury him. And she would like go and, I guess, like visit with him, like sit with him and stuff. That is, to me, that's just super, super morbid. I just cannot, no judgment from me, because I can't imagine what it would be like to lose a child. And, I would never judge anybody for dealing with it in whatever way, they have to get through it. But oh my gosh, I cannot imagine just having I just can't imagine having a body in my house for a month. I also saw, and I do not want this to be controversial because I'm mentioning somebody that is a very hardcore, political person. And I'm only mentioning it because it came up on my TikTok and I found it very, very interesting. But let me put on some eyeshadow primer. But I saw this clip that I guess he was like out in the woods. I don't know if somebody was interviewing him or what, but it was Tucker Carlson, and he was talking about how he claims that he was attacked by something like supernatural, like a demon. I think because it was Halloween, and I've been watching a lot of like paranormal stories and different things. I think that's why this came up on my For You page. But he claims that he was attacked in the middle of the night, that he was in bed with his wife, and I guess their dogs sleep with them, I guess like 4 dogs. And he said that he was in bed and he woke up because he was being attacked by what he thinks was like a demon or something. And he got out of bed and was like walking around the house and noticed that he had scratches down the sides of him, and I think on his shoulder too, and they were bleeding. And he said that his wife and dogs are like super light sleepers, and that they didn't even wake up. They never woke up throughout the entire thing of him like freaking out, waking up because he was being attacked by something, and then getting out of bed, walking around the house, noticing that he's got scratch marks on him and that he's bleeding. And he said that he still has the scars from it to this day. And he said it happened like a year and a half ago. And how horrifying is that? He had to call somebody because he said he's just not a religious person. So he had to call somebody to ask if that was a thing. And the person told them, oh yeah, that's a thing. Okay, I'm going to use this palette here, this NARS Afterglow eyeshadow palette. I love these NARS eyeshadow palettes. They're really, really beautiful. I'm going to stick to these neutral, like the neutral browns. Anyways, I think I like this, putting more foundation on. It does, like, I don't know, my daughter will tell me if it's too makeup-y, so no worries there. If it doesn't look good and I just think it does, she'll tell me. Anyways, yeah, I found that to be terrifying. There's so much weirdness going on right now, you guys. There's so much weird stuff that is coming out, like in the news and the alternative, sphere. Like, there is just some weird stuff coming out. This whole situation with the 2 moons, which, by the way, I've never seen a second moon. Let me know if you guys have seen it. They said that it was supposed to be visible through, I think, like most of October and November. But I haven't seen it once. But we've been dealing with a lot of cloud cover to where I can't even I usually can't even see the stars. So I'm not surprised that I can't see anything, but there's just weirdness. Somebody from Rumble, which reminds me, I've got to email her back, but somebody from Rumble contacted me and asked me if I would be interested in starting to post content over there. And I thought, for those of you that are that want that other content, I wonder if I could just start posting it on a different platform, because they don't censor at all over there. And people that watch Rumble, I'm probably not going to get the stupidity that I get here on YouTube. So I'm thinking that could be an idea where I could make content without having to put it behind a paywall that keeps, people away. I don't know. Let me know if you guys would be open to going to a different platform. I know that a lot of people don't like the idea of that, so I don't know. We'll see. It might be more convenient for me to just keep it all here on YouTube, but yeah, if I sign this thing that basically gives her access to my last 5 videos, she said she'll upload them for me. So, and get my channel started over there for me. So I think I'm going to do that. I just need to email her back. But yeah, I'm going to see. And I know Rumble is a much more friendly platform for, weirdos like me who like to talk about weird stuff but don't like being attacked for it. Because that's the thing that I could not make people understand on that channel, is just because I'm talking about something doesn't mean that I believe it. It's just something that I found interesting. It's something that I came across. It's not that serious. I'm not trying to, spread it as gospel or truth. I always had a disclaimer on those videos saying basically that just because I'm talking about something does not mean that I believe it. But, people, you just can't. I just can't. But anyways, yeah. So remember when I said that I hate all celebrities, I think that they're all trash, and then I had somebody say that I had somebody leave a nasty comment on the video that I said that in, saying, you know, I don't even remember what the person said because it was so stupid, but I thought it was hilarious because literally right after that, all the Diddy stuff started to happen, and there are so many, that is such a wide web. There are so many people involved in that. That's another thing. This is kind of woo-woo, and a lot of you guys are, you know, oh, well, I don't want to say a lot of you guys, but some of you might think I'm insane. I saw a TikTok of a guy that is friends with somebody that is high up in that prison where he is supposedly being held, and he said that the guy told him that the person in prison is not him, that everybody knows that it's not him. It's wild. And I'm not even the slightest bit surprised. That's the thing, I'm not even surprised. Like, it doesn't even faze me. The mugshot didn't even look like him. Like, you can't change, he's got beauty marks. And the person in the mugshot did not have beauty marks, and his eyes were set too close together. It was not the same person. Anybody with a pair of eyes could see that it's not the same person, and now it's coming out that that's not the same person, that everybody at the prison knows that that's not him, which is, like I said, I'm not even surprised. But anyways, I will say one of the people that I saw out in public, this is funny because I saw this person in London when I was just on vacation in London. I wasn't even, like, this was long, well, not long after, this is a few years after I'd lived in Malibu and, like, you know, come into contact with so many of them. But yeah, a few years later, my mom and I were traveling in London, and I saw, and I'm telling you, I would get the vibe, like I could feel the energy off these people, and these people are pure evil. I don't care what anybody says. You can tell me I'm crazy, or like, you know, you don't know them personally, how can you say that they're all bad? Well, when you come into contact with enough of them and you actually feel the energy coming off of these people, trust me when I tell you, like 99% of them are bad. And this one was one of the worst. I could feel, I looked across we were at the National Gallery. I will never forget it. I was standing there and I turned around and there he was just standing right there. He had two like handlers with him, and he saw me see him and thought that I was gonna like cause a fuss or something. It's like, little do you know, I can't stand you or any of your kind. So no, I'm not gonna bring attention to you, nor do I even wanna get near you. But of course, their egos are so inflated. He looked at me and thought, oh my gosh, she just recognized me and is gonna come after me. And he's one of the worst. He's one of the ones that's coming out with the Diddy stuff. And oh boy. So I just think it's funny that right after I said that they're all terrible, that all that started to come out. Because they are all terrible. I truly mean that. Do I think that there are probably some kind ones? Yeah, sure. Do I think that some of them are decent? Yeah, I'm sure they are. But you know what? Those are the ones that never went anywhere because they were not willing to do what they had to do to get there. And so, you know, you may have seen them as background actors, or maybe they did one big movie and then never went any further than that, because the people that actually have a soul, that are actually decent human beings, are not going to participate in any of that. So, you know, none of them become very famous. Either that or they become really famous and aren't willing to do what they have to do to maintain that. So they get out of it and they fade into the background. I do think it's funny though. Oh, this person, I remember he or she said that they worked in production and had been around so many stars, and that for the most part, that it's completely opposite. For the most part, most of them are just such nice people. Dude, get out of here. You are not going to convince me. I have been into contact with so many of them that I am not the one to try to convince. Okay. let's see. Yeah, and the one that I saw in London, I'll just say his initials, LDC, and if you can, and you should be able to figure out who it is just from that. Okay, anyways, that is literally all I'm gonna do with my eyes today. I wanna keep it very simple, and I think I will do a little bit of something in the corners. It's just been such a, it's been such a boring week. I haven't done anything. I haven't really watched anything. I'm not reading any books. I do have one on hold at the library for me right now, but I don't even remember. I think it's a Loreth Ann Waite or something like that book. And I've never read anything by her yet, so I don't know. We haven't really watched anything. My husband keeps trying to get my daughter and I to watch this movie called Damsel on Netflix. It's got Millie Bobby Brown, which, bless Millie Bobby Brown. She was a child actor. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I also watched the Stephanie Harlow video that she did on Montauk, and I also that one got a little bit into the weeds with like information that was so far off track that it kind of took away from the premise of the video. But I thought that it was done really well, and that's another thing. People were really like criticizing that video, saying it was terrible, like all the camera work was really bad, and I just think people are just bitter. I mean, I get, because of all the drama, all the personal stuff, and that you don't like her and that you feel like betrayed because, see, and this is one thing that I do want to say. Okay, so we all know what parasocial relationships are, when you feel like you have a friendship with somebody that you watch on YouTube. Like, I have a lot of people that I feel like I'm friends with that, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I do have quite a few people that have been here with me for years and years. And so I absolutely feel like I have a friendship with these people, some of them I've made friends with in real life. Or I should say at least one I've made friends with in real life. And there are others that if we lived near each other, I would absolutely want to be their friends in real life, because I do feel like that is one thing that I do love about social media, and that I just think has been such an amazing thing about social media, is it really helps you find your tribe. Like, you find your people, people that you just feel a connection with. And me, with like my spiritual beliefs, I do think that they're people that maybe I have known in the past, and maybe we're reconnecting, and maybe this is how we were meant to reconnect. But anyways, there's a difference between that and, between knowing that, yes, I really like this person, yes, I feel very connected to them, especially when they're people that are really, really raw and just really themselves on social media. Which is not an easy thing to do, because when you are posting stuff on the internet, you are putting yourself out there, and the internet is forever. So I feel like very badly for people that start posting stuff when they're really young, because you're not always super smart when you're really young. People say and do stupid things, and that sometimes comes back to haunt people. Perfect example, Jeffree Star. He did and said some really stupid shit back in the early MySpace days that still haunts him to this day. And he's a completely different person at this point. I'm not saying that I support him or dislike him. He's one of those people I could kind of take him or leave him. I don't have strong feelings about him one way or the other, but those are the dangers of social media. But anyways, now I'm getting into the weeds. Back to, these parasocial relationships where people, I do feel like there are some people that just take it too far. They feel like they are truly, truly friends with these people, and like they think that what they're seeing on social media is the totality of this person. That is their personality. They fall in love with them like as a person, and then when things start to come out, or when you start to see a different side, or you start to notice things that you maybe didn't notice in the beginning, you know, which happens with all of us normally as we watch someone and spend time with them for, you know, over years, you start to notice things about them that you maybe don't like, that you maybe didn't notice to begin with. And, you know, maybe there are things that aren't really that big of a deal and you can move past it and you still really like the person, or maybe they're deal breakers for you. And, you know, if the thing is, it's social media. If you find that you just don't like a person anymore, you feel like you're not connecting to them anymore, I don't understand why you don't just unsubscribe and move on with your life and look for other people that you feel a connection with or that you feel like you like. But these people feel like they have been so betrayed by Stephanie for being somebody in their mind. Well, I guess I should say for not living up to the person that they had built her into in their mind. And so because she's flawed, she had an affair, she's made some really not great decisions. She continues to stand by them and defend them and say that she's going to live her life for herself and nobody else because she feels like she's been living her life for other people for too long. These people feel so betrayed by her, and they have really brought out the pitchforks. And if you get onto those snark pages, which do what you want to do. If you're into stuff like that and you want to read through it, you should. If not, if stuff like that bothers you, you shouldn't. But anyways, they don't realize, the whole point of me saying this is they don't realize that that's still a form of you having a parasocial bond to somebody. Now your emotions were so strong towards them in a positive way. Now that you feel betrayed by them, you are still obsessed with that person, but now you're obsessed with bombarding them with negativity. Now you're obsessed with talking about how awful they are all the time. And that's gross. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's gross. Like, you are obsessed with this person and you don't even see it as being unhealthy. It's ridiculous. Same thing, there's like a mom and tot snark. In fact, I think that's how I came across the Stephanie Harlow one, because I somehow came across the mom and tot one. And the only reason I came across that one was because I think I actively went looking for people that also did not love Mama Tot, that also did not buy her shtick, because I never did. And so I actively went looking for it, and I found it. That's how I found out that snark Reddit pages even existed. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely hate Reddit. I think it's a cesspool. It's gross. It's because of Reddit that you even have things like snark pages, and, do I think it should go away? No, because, I'm a free speech absolutist, and I think that you should be able to say what you want to say, and express your feelings however you want it, or however you want to. But I think that it's gross that we live in a society full of people that's how they spend their time. And that they feel good about the fact that that's how they spend their time. But anyways, yeah, I had that realization this week about how, these people that were in parasocial relationships are still in one. They just don't realize it, and it's weird. Anyways, you guys, this is makeup done. Let me get you close. It's really dark and cloudy today, so I don't know how the lighting is, but I love those NARS eyeshadows. They're very classy looking. They remind me a lot of the Tom Ford Baked Gelée eyeshadows, but without being baked gelée, which can be a kind of difficult formulation to work with. Baked gelée actually does best if you use your finger, but I don't have good luck with them using brushes. I'm going to use this lip gloss. I love this. This might be my favorite lip gloss ever. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Angel Food Cake. I need to run to Ulta because there is I think I'm just going to order online and pick it up. There's an eyeshadow palette that I really want. It's a Makeup Revolution, but it's like a dupe of the Patrick Ta palette, the first one that he came out with, because I'm not paying $90 for an eyeshadow palette, and I think it's ridiculous that, like, the price of those palettes are ridiculous. And I heard his foundation is like $81 or something. Like, get real. I don't understand, especially dealing with the economy the way it is, you know, and they're gonna like literally jack it up. I could get a Tom Ford foundation for cheaper than that. I could get a Guerlain foundation for cheaper than that. Why am I gonna pay $81 for a Patrick Ta foundation? No, thank you. It's ridiculous. And it actually makes me angry. And they do it on purpose because they know that people will pay for that. They know that people will pay it because an influencer told them it's amazing. And so they're going to feel like they have to have it, and they're going to pay $81 for a foundation or whatever it is, or, you know, $90 for a freaking eyeshadow palette. It's ridiculous. That is the same formula as probably 50 other palettes that I've got in my collection. You know, nobody reinvented the wheel. Gosh, it just makes me so mad. Okay, before I get on a super rant, let me get out of here. So anyways, guys, I feel like that was a super boring one, but I do hope that you still enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.